how the title? Is there a meaning behind the title? So Long Babylon, like how that come to be, and like is there anything special on that?
Yeah, it came, I'm sort of obsessed with like ancient cultures and ancient civilizations and, what ended up bringing these past civilizations down. And, Babylon in Mesopotamia was a very like significant culture. And, they were thought to be very spiritual, very, technologically advanced in a lot of ways. And, through their obsession with, ego and greed and accumulating more and, their governments sort of taking more than they should from the people, that ultimately is what made that crumble. And I think I was just sort of relating it to the current world and so many ways that, it parallels what's going on now. And yeah, I don't know. That's sort of where it came from, was just this, saying, just sort of letting go of that, of the need for something to crumble as well. And hopefully being able to find a solution that doesn't involve total, destruction of
Yeah.
everything. Hopefully.
Okay. So I guess some of the themes and illusions are kind of speaking to the current state of the world and like current events.
For sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Hard not to. Yeah.
There's also some talk about like maybe UFOs and other things that are also.
Yes. Yeah. That was a crazy, during the pandemic, while I was writing this album, there was like a 2-week period where I would go outside almost every day, around in the middle of the day too. And there would be these weird silver balls, lights. I don't know what they were, to be honest, but they would be sitting up in the sky for hours at a time, some moving, some disappearing, sometimes multiple. I have no idea if they were UFOs or what they were, to be honest. I don't know what else they could have been, but yeah, it was a really interesting time and sort of added to the already craziness of what was going on. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they were, but it was something to them.
Okay. So, I mean, were you like a UFO believer before you had these
I
experiences?
was actually, which
Okay.
probably doesn't help the credibility of my story. But I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, it was really cool though. There was something in the sky, whatever they were. I
And
don't
this
know.
wasn't with the Mexican and shaman
This
and
was not on mushrooms. No,
okay.
no. This is sober in the day too, which I've never.
Yeah. So I guess I mean, that's interesting because obviously in the current events, there's also have been a lot of talk about UFOs
Yeah,
and I guess that's what they call them now, UAPs or something like this now.
yeah,
They just
yeah,
try to change the name.
yeah. Exactly.
But there's been like a lot of stuff from the government and like information being released. And even in
Yeah,
Mexico, I guess they said that recently the guy came forward and said he found 2 alien bodies or something like that. So
yeah,
like, is this
yeah.
something that you keep up with?
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm pretty knowledgeable about everything that's going on with it. Um, yeah, it's a fascinating thing, especially it kind of relates into the ancient culture stuff I was talking about too. And I think that's sort of what first kind of grasped me into that, is just how many different cultures kind of talk about, these different beings
Yeah.
from other places coming and influencing our development as humans. And yeah, it's kind of hard to ignore once you really look at every kind of origin story of every civilization, and they all have a very similar story in some way of
Yeah.
how they gain knowledge, and that they were assisted in some way by something. So I think that's kind of what really draws me into it.
I mean, for sure. I think it's, especially nowadays, even if you're not maybe a true believer, it's hard to ignore everything that's
Yeah,
like coming
yeah,
out and going on and all these different things happening. And, I have
totally.
no idea if it's true or not, but I do believe it's basically impossible. There's not something else out there.
Exactly. No, there's too much out there. There something's there.
Use of marijuana.